TENS is an acronym for transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation. And TENS machines are a very effective drug-free method for pain relief. Labour TENS is specifically designed for labour. So it's got a couple of key features which you won't find in an ordinary TENS. So firstly, it's specifically pre-programmed for labour, and those programs give you instant strong pain relief in terms of releasing endorphins and also activating the gate theory, which blocks pain messages from going to the brain. The gate theory of pain relief was devised in 1965 by two scientists called Melzack and Wall, and they discovered that the body's got its own natural way of dealing with pain. The body has a method for prioritizing certain neurological information, and pain is not considered quite as important as touch and sensory information. So when the TENS stimulates those touch sensory fibers, they have priority in the brain and they close the gate to any other information. What you're doing is you're blocking off the pain signals from going to the brain. So all you feel is the TENS and not the pain.
For midwives, we're always looking for a tool that's a natural tool, so it's really helpful. And anything that increases that mum's confidence, gives her control over her labour, gives her a far more in control labour. She feels like she's achieving something, and she's got some control over that pain, you can tell.
I first heard about labour TENS when I went to one of my hospital appointments. I just did a little bit of research and thought anything to kind of take away the pain must be a good thing. I started labouring probably around 9 p.m. At 9:30 I thought I'll put it on, just started off. I sat on my little Fitball and it was beautiful. All the lights were off, my husband was sound asleep, I had rainforest music playing and the torch on my phone, and I just sat there rocking my Fitball with a TENS machine, and it literally, just got me through.
The Labour TENS is a dual channel TENS machine, which means that you can adjust each channel separately. So if you have more pain lower down, then you can have that higher than the other electrode pads that are placed higher up. It also has large electrode pads because you're covering a large area. It has, most importantly, a boost button, which when you press it, it gives you instant strong pain relief, which is necessary during a contraction, because labour pain is very different from ordinary pain. You've got big shifts in pain needs. When a contraction happens, you want to just be able to press that boost button straight away, get instant strong pain relief. At the end of the contraction, you press it again and it goes back to your previous setting.
There's no doubt at all that those pulses are having an intervention in the nerve pathways. So as that pain intensifies and it moves into the spinal area, the brain's not interpreting the true pain that woman's experiencing. Plus, there's a burst of endorphins. So she's getting her own natural endorphic production at the same time as the body's actually confused by the fact that there's a gate there as the pain comes in.
Because Labour TENS is a drug-free method of pain management, women report that they can actively participate in their labour, which is not always possible with other forms of pain relief such as medications.
When you have that TENS machine and those endorphins are being released, there's a much more likely chance that you're going to have a birth that's a natural birth without any intervention. The endorphins are going to come in there, they're going to lessen the pain, give you more control, give you more confidence, and then you'll obviously have more control over what you're doing.
For me, it was exactly the birth that I had, my birth plan that I'd written down for my first birth that I would have wanted, because all I had was TENS and gas. I didn't want an epidural, and I wanted a water birth, and that's what I had.
Once they're actually experiencing those contractions, they will get an immediate response from it. They'll know right at the very beginning, before they even in labour, that it's creating some comfort for them.
It gave me another focus. So I wasn't focusing on the contractions and the pain. I think it felt like a bit of extra security knowing that I had a tool that I could use and that I could control it myself by the button, and it definitely made a big difference, I felt.
You start using the labour tens as soon as you realise you're in labour, because the earlier you use it, the more effective it's going to be at blocking out the pain.
I tried it right at the beginning, pretty much at the beginning of the contractions. So contractions started around 4 a.m. And I think I got hooked, asked Mike to hook me up at 7 a.m. So he just put the pads on my back, so it was really easy to attach. And then I just had the button and I just started from then. So I could feel a contraction coming on and immediately I could press the button. And I think it just took your focus off that pain. It was just another sensation. So yeah, it was really helpful.
You can use the labour tens all the way through the labour. If it's working for you, there's no reason to take it off unless you're getting into the bath or shower.
I literally laboured at home for the first 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours, and I used that for the whole labour, and then an hour later at the hospital she was born. And that's when I was in the bath. So I took it off to get into the bath. And it obviously got me through those 5 or 6 hours.
If you're using the labour tens, you can also use all the natural drug-free methods of pain management, such as breathing or hypnobirthing or massage. Every birth is unique, but for most women, they rely on the tens for the early stages. A lot of women use it as their only method of pain relief. Some women use it alongside gas and air, and that provides enough pain relief. And some women need to go on and have, an epidural or something like that. It's a good idea to practice with the labour tens. When you receive your package, take it out to make sure everything is there, and then give it a short test run of about 5 minutes. It should feel like a pleasant tingling or pulsing sensation. You want to feel the tens above the level of the pain. So as labour progresses, you need to turn the tens machine up so that you can feel it and keep that gate closed to pain.
When they come in having practiced at home, it's a huge advantage. They just seem to have more confidence. They seem to know how to handle that contraction when it starts to intensify. They've just had the drill going at home, so it's really helpful.
The labour tens has been used since the 1960s, and there has been no serious side effects reported for mum or baby. There are a few precautions, however. You can't use a tens machine if you've got a demand type pacemaker. Anyone with a seizure condition needs to speak to their doctor before they use a tens machine. It's electrical, so you can't use it in water, so you need to remove everything before you get in the bath or shower.
I would definitely use labour tens again. I found it invaluable, and for the cost involved, it's well worth the money, and the security of knowing you've got an extra tool to use when you're going through labour.
As a midwife, I would say do anything you can to take control of where you're going while you're in labour. And if it's something so simple and inexpensive and so easy to use, you'd be silly not to use it, quite frankly.